Yesterday we completed the checkbox. Checkbox was little complicated as per the other widgets which we have, but we completed, and if we do multiple times this checkbox, it will become very easy to implement it. So my suggestion is go through yesterday's video multiple times, do that project multiple times, and we will also do checkbox multiple times in our few days in future. So it will become little easier to do the checkbox. Today we will do radio button. Before going to radio button, I will also create one more project till we do radio button. So I'll say npx create react app. I am in the react.js folder, not in the any project folder. So I'll say npx create react app. So based on the radio button, we will build a small quiz. So maybe I can say quiz1. Okay, quiz1 radio button. Okay, so radio quiz1 radio. You should also start initiating this one, because till we do the radio button, this will get installed on your computer. So let's run this. It will take few minutes to do that, and by the time it will be complete, we will complete the radio button. So I'll start this project. Okay, now let's go to what we have, React.js, and project 6, the one which we were doing yesterday. I'll start npm start. Right now I'm not doing any is required part, which I will do later part of our project. So I'll delete it from my widgets. Okay. So though here it is there, but we are not really doing anything. So let's delete it. Yeah. Okay, so till it starts, let's try to complete the radio button. Now, whenever I ask, either you unmute yourself, answer it, or put it in the chat. So we are taking gender, and gender is we are putting radio button. So is it right to put the value as a string, or it should be array, or it should be object? What do you think? What is the right value for the radio button? Sonu is saying object. Anand is saying object. So the gender is male, female, or maybe other. So generally we need male or female. We don't need object. So it should be string. Okay. So any radio button, we get only one value from the radio button. Okay, unless we put lot of multiple radio button, that is a different case. Then we will take as an object for that one. Okay, but right now, since gender is only one thing, and radio button is either male or female or other, so we will make the radio button as string. Okay, so gender is string. So first thing for doing the radio button is we need to generate our state variable, and we created the gender as a state variable. Then second thing is to create the widget, which we already created it. The widget name is radio box. I give the name of gender, label of gender, and we pass options which we will display to the user, so that user can choose any one of them. Now I'll go to the myform, In the myform, we will fill the radio box. We already called the radio box. We need to fill all these details. So let's try to put the details. Key equal to index, name equal to record, that is the gender. We are passing gender for the name. We also pass the label. Okay, so we also pass the record dot label. It goes as a record dot label because we are looping the config and we have to record everything in the record. Next will be the value. Value will be same. My form value is record dot name. Value equal to form values record dot name, and then the function which will be used on change. Okay, so let's see if we want to use handle value or we want to use handle change. I will not put it now, but once I make the radio button, I will put that at that time. In case of checkbox, we were building our custom object, and so we call the handle value, where we pass the name and value custom as per custom code. But in case of the radio button, we will see whether we need the handle value or handle change. If it is based on the event.target something, then we will use handle change. But if it is event.target.value, then we will use this one. Otherwise, we will use this one. Okay, so I will decide when I will build the radio button. So this is my radio box. Okay, let's build this box from the scratch. Okay, so I will refer this one. We have div and div label. So similarly, for the radio box, we have to create div, and I will put the label like we have in the checkbox. Since name is coming, so I will put here in the curly bracket name, label, value, and what else? Label, name, label, value, and one more will come in a bit, in few minutes. Okay, let's fix it right now, this part. And then we have the options. Okay, so we need options also. Let's put options equal to record dot options. So we need options here. So once we got the label, we need to put the options and map the options. Okay, let's do this part, options part. So we'll start with the div, and here I will start with the options dot map. Okay, in the map we will put the arrow function, and I will pass here as option. So each option will be nothing but key male or female or other. These three objects will go in options, and each option will be single row one by one. Okay, so now let me do the console.log of option also. Okay, this is expecting a return value, which I will put it now. So we are returning a div, so we need the index also. Okay, so let's put the index also. And I will return a div with key equal to option, key equal to what is the key equal to? Okay, so this name plus index. Okay, let's put name. Name is coming from here. that it is a gender plus index. So gender is, the name is gender, index is 0, 1 and 2. Okay, we could have put option dot key also here. So anything you can, key can be anything unique. So if you feel that you want to put option dot key, that is also fine. Option dot key, that means male, female and other, that is also fine. But right now I'm putting name, that is gender plus 0, gender plus 1, gender plus 2. So I'm putting any unique key is okay. It's up to you, whatever you want to put. Okay, so I'm getting okay, so here inside the div I will put the label, same thing, option dot label. So this will be nothing but male, female or other. This label will be nothing but male, female or other. Then we have to put the input box. Input type equal to radio, name equal to name, and what will be the value? Value will be option dot key. Okay, so we have the option dot key for the input value, and so here in the checkbox we did not put the value because it was not needed. Okay, so in checkbox value is not needed. We only, on the basis of checked or unchecked, we pass true or false. But in case of the radio button, we need the value as male or female or other. So in radio box or radio button, we always need the value, and value is option dot key, that is male, female or other. So in case of checkbox, it was not needed. And on change, let's call the on change. So in the on change, we get an event, and we will see what it is showing. E is e dot target dot checked. I will first check if it is checked or not. So the radio button and checkbox both are dependent on the checked parameter. I will also check the value, and I will also check the name. So whenever someone changes, I will see these three things and then I will decide what to do. Okay, so name will be nothing but this name. Value will be this value, that is male, female or other, and check will be whether user has checked it or not checked it. Okay, so this will always be true. This e dot target dot check will always come as true, because whenever we click it, it becomes checked, and we will see this as a true. So let's try to see what it comes in the browser. Okay, let's open it. Okay, so we are seeing this male, female and other here. You will see. Okay, so let's click the male. So you will see E is coming true, because when I click it, it becomes checked, and we are getting E equal to 2. So it will always come true. So it doesn't help me anything. Okay, now when I click female, and value is male and name is gender. Okay, when I click female, you will see E is coming true, value is coming female, name is coming gender. So based on these three things, you will see that I I don't need checked because it is always coming true. So this is not useful to me. So we need e dot value and e dot target dot name. What name we are getting it? Okay, name is getting it gender. We're getting the name of gender because this name is gender. This name should be the name which we pass here, that is the gender. We cannot put this name as option dot key because radio button should have the same name. So if I have 3 gender, all the names should be same, and that is the reason I'm passing name, this name, not the option dot key. You will think male, female, or that can be the name, but that is not the case here. In case of checkbox, we have to pass that option dot key as a name because it is not dependent on any other checkbox. It is a self-dependent. So we should have a unique name in the checkbox. Whereas in the radio button, if we have 3 radio button, like in this case, these 3 radio buttons are there, all should have the same name. If we don't put same name, it will not work. Like input, name is gender. This name is also gender. Radio button should have the same name and gender. If we don't put same name, it will not work. Whereas in the checkbox, 2 checkbox can have different name. Okay, if we put same name, then it will be problem in the checkbox. So the checkbox should have different name, whereas in the radio button, it should have the same name. Okay. So what we are getting, e dot target dot value and e dot target dot name. E dot target dot name is gender, and e dot target dot value is the value, whether it's a female or whatever it is, right? So if you see, these are the 2 functions. Which function I will call for the radio button? This one or this one? Handle change or handle value? Based on what I explained now, what do you think? Handle change is the right function to call, or handle value is the right function to call? Okay, since this radio button is only dependent on e dot target dot value and name, and therefore this is sufficient. Handle change. Okay, we don't need handle value. Handle value will only be needed if it is custom. Name and value are custom. We build ourselves, then only we need this one. Otherwise, handle change is sufficient. So what I will do in the myform, I will pass handle change. Okay, and this in the radio box, I will pass here handle change. And when someone will change, I will just pass the handle change. And right now still value is not used. This value which we are passing, I will use it in a bit, in 1 minute. Okay, so let's test this condition. So right now when I refresh, nothing is checked, male, female, other. I will check male, female first. So you will see in the form values, in the gender we got female. If I check male, in the form value gender we get male. So that means this is working fine. Okay, so just remove this part. Okay, now what will happen? Let's say if I put some default value for the gender, okay, male. That means I want male to be checked first on the page load because I'm putting gender as the default value. Okay, so male is a default, so it should select when I page load, but it is not selecting it. It's not checking it. Therefore, what we have to do? We will go to the radio box And like we have put this checked parameter, similarly we will put checked parameter here also. Now in checkbox we just choose value option key for the check parameter. Now based on what we build it, what we have options and what we have value, can anyone tell me what will be the value of checked? Based on what? So okay, tell me now, what is the option dot key in this case? Can anyone tell me? In first case, option dot key, this is the key value pair. When I loop through these options, what is the option key? Male. And if I put gender equal to male, this male, what will be the value in this value variable? It will not be male equal to true, it will be only male. So let's see, I will show you what will the value coming. Okay, value, we'll check value and we will check what is the option dot key. Okay, so we'll check option dot key here and we'll check what is the value. Since I put the default value as a male, therefore this value will be male. But this is the loop. So first time it will be the female male, second time it will be female, third time it will be other. So let's refresh it. So we'll see value is male and key is looping. So we have male, female and other. So how will you check this male radio button? So what condition you will put now? As we have seen this part and this line. Based on these two lines, do you think what should I put in the checked? See this option. If I put option or value, okay, you are saying option value. So that is something we have to see. So this Anand is saying, so I will put Anand. So if I put here option of value, what it will get? Option of value, let's delete this part first. What is option of value? Let's check it. Option of value is undefined. We don't have option of value, anything like option of value. Option is only having the two parameters, key and label. So there is no option of value. Okay, so based on the line number 4 and line number 10, can anyone tell me what should I put for the checked parameter? This checked parameter should be true or false. If the value is male, then it should be true for the first option. If value is female, this check should be true for the second option. If this value is other, then this should be the true for the third one. Option dot key what? Only option dot key. Like this. Is this right? Is this right? Who is saying right? Who will tell me is this right or not? Okay, option. Okay, so option dot key. If I do this, you will see the last one is checked, not the mail is checked. Okay, option of key. Let's see what Kate is saying. Okay, so let's see option of key. This is Kate. So option of key like this. Is this right? This one. You are saying this one. See, option of key. Key means some variable here. There is no variable key variable here. So option dot key will not work. See, here only I am getting error. Key is not defined. So it will not work. Come on, I want the answer. Checked equal to what? Based on this line, so this option dot key will be male in the first time, second time it will be female, third time it will be other. And this value, since I put the default value of male, so this will be male, coming as male. So how will you make sure that when this male is equal to this male, then check it? Otherwise, in these two cases, don't check it. Option dot key equal to. Okay, so male, female, and other is a variable value. So I cannot check option dot key equal to male. I cannot say here option dot key equal to male, because male is coming as a variable in the value. So tomorrow it will be female. So if I put this one, always male will be checked. Okay, so I want something here so that when I check female, this value will come as a female and female is checked. When I check other, this value will come as other and other will be checked. So what should I put here so that the radio box should be checked when I load the page based on the default value. Target is only appearing when we do the change. This is on load. Okay. Okay, so option dot key equal to value. Right. So Anand has given some clue which looks correct. So we should check option dot key equal to value. So what will happen? First time option dot key is male, it will check with the value. Value is this one. Okay, so option dot key male will be checked with male. Yes, so check will become true and we will see true. And for the second time, option dot key is female and it is not equal to value, so it will be false for this. And third time other will be there, other is not equal to value, so it will be false for this. So this check is only true for the male because we are checking this value with this male. Second time if I check female, this value become female. And then we are checking option dot key, that is male is equal to female, no. So that will become false. Second time when loop will run, we'll check this female is matching with this female, yes. So this will become true. Third time when I compare other is equal to female, no. So it will become false. So this is the right thing. We have to check this option dot key equal to the value which is coming from the state variable. Okay, so let's delete this part and we will test this now. When I refresh the page, I see the male is already checked. If I do female, female is checked, other is checked. Now let's make the female as a default. When I do the female as a default, you will see female is checked on the page load. So that's complete the radio button. We created state variable, we create the widget which has the key value pair, options, key label. We pass everything in the myform, and from myform we pass everything to the radio box. In the radio box, we look through the options and we compared value with option.key to check the particular radio button. That's all about the radio button. Is that clear? There was some problem in answering this part, but rest others is very simple, straightforward. And you have to do multiple times. You have to do 10 times, 15 times this radio button to understand how I am constructing this part. Try to do without looking and see where you are doing mistake and see, and then try to see what I have in this page. So you have to do a lot of practice to understand this correctly. Okay, so this is all about radio box. We will be doing a lot of radio button in our life circle, so do not worry. You will be going through this process again and again many times. Okay, so let's come out this screen. Okay, so now I'll give you, everybody has put this part till yesterday. So just first build this radio box. I will give you time to write down this radio box. And then in the myform, you do this one. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes to put this radio button component. Let me know when you're done. Okay, I hope you have completed this. If it is not done, you can watch the video later and complete it. Just 1 minute to put this key value pairs in this radio box button, in this radio box. Okay, so I think this is pretty simple. You might have copied this code also. So let's go now further. So we already started our project, this one, quiz1. So generally radio button are used in the quiz application. So we'll build a small quiz application. Though I will start today, but I will complete it by tomorrow because I may not be able to complete it today. We'll come back to this myform tomorrow because we haven't completed select box, we haven't completed a file, so that we will complete soon after this small project which we will do. Okay, let me close all. Okay, let me go to quiz1 folder. I'll start the npm start. So this project also I won't be using the CSS because I have not shown you how to integrate the material UI with the React, which we will do in few days. So this is just the JavaScript part. So looks wise it will not be as attractive, but it will be functional point of view, it will be what we expected. Okay, so let me refresh it. It's starting. Okay, so this is the initial page. I'll go to this project, quiz project. I hope you have also installed it. If it is not done, you can do it today after the class. Okay, first I will delete all the CSS part. I don't need CSS, the default CSS. And in the app.js, I will delete everything. I will import React from React. I will delete this class name. I will delete all the contents. And here I will say hello world. Okay, so you can go along, do it with me. I can see hello world here, right? So the task is I want to ask the quiz, and based on the questions, each question I will also give the points that this is the correct answer or not, and user will see whether it's a correct or not. Okay, so that's what I will be displaying it here. Okay, so here I will say H1 as a quiz. This is my quiz. So quiz will be like this. So let me create one variable which I will use in quiz. So maybe I can create a variable as questions. Okay, this is a quiz questions. It will be array. Okay, so each array will be object. So when I'm on the first question, I will be reading from first object. When I'm on the second question, I will be reading from the second object. So first object I will build like question, what question you want to ask. So maybe I will ask who is the President of United States of America? Okay, so this is the question, and here will be options for that. Options will be the array. I will loop through each option, and each option will be in the radio button. So let's say we have the key of something. I will put key, or simply in this case I will not build as I did in the previous one. Here I will change it. I will just put a string of options. So for example, I will say Trump, or I will say Biden, or I will say Amitabh Bachchan, whatever you want to say. Okay, so I will give some options which I want to show to the user. Okay, and I will say last one as Indira Gandhi. Anything, I'm just putting. I know Indira Gandhi is no more, but just I put for sake of options. So right now I will only build 2 questions, and then I will add more questions in the pipeline. Now also I have to give the correct option. What is the correct option? Correct option is 1 number. Since this is the array, so this will come as a 0, this will come as a 1, this will come as a 2, and this will come as a 3. So we have the array, so we should give the correct index, which is the correct option, right? So let's build another question. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Okay, so options will be what is the name of that Congress leader? Do you remember? Rahul Gandhi. I forgot his name. Second I will say Yogi. Third one I'll say Modi, and fourth one I'll say maybe I can put any name. I don't remember. What should I put? Myself. Okay, something like that. And third will be the correct. What is the correct option here? Can anyone tell me? What is the correct option? 0, 1, 2, 3. 2. 2 is the correct one, right? Okay, so I'll put 2. So right now I build only 2 questions, and in future I will build more questions. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to ask this question, and then I have to show these options, and when user will answer it, I can show the correct answer, and I will give him the button to go to the next quiz. Okay, so this is how it will work. Okay, so now let's create a div where I will ask the question. Okay, so this div may have 2 sides, left side and the right side. So in the left side, I will ask the question. Question number 1, blah 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 blah, and this question will come from here. I'm just putting some placeholder. Okay, maybe I will create 2 div. Okay, so here coming soon. This div I will fill later, not now. So here I will again create a div where I will put the question number 1, and here in another div, here options will come, and then here in third div I will give the buttons. Some buttons will be here, that answer it or proceed to next question, something like that. Okay, So just before we go further, create this questions array. Right now you create 2 only, but then once we are done with the project, we can add as many questions as I want. I don't want to. I will create as many questions as I want. My code will remain same. Okay, so right now we have only the 2 questions. So first write down this question and then put this placeholder like this. So I'll give you 1 minute to write down these questions. Do it fast. Okay, so if you're done with the questions, you can write down this one, this part, the sample HTML. There will be a lot of changes going on, but right now you put it and then we'll do the changes. Okay, 1 minute for this part. Okay, so now if you're not done, you can do it later. I gave some time to you. Now remember, on each page there will be only one question, and when they answer it or when they go to next page, they will get another question. So per page we have to show only one question and only one option part here. Okay, so now tell me one thing. What should I create so that I can show only one question? So if I create a state variable, okay, how will I loop to one page to another page? Can anyone tell me? So if state variable is there, first think about the name of the state variable so that when I'm on the first page, I should only show this one. When I'm click the next button, I should show this one. So what name should I give to state variable so that I can jump? Give any name. It can be any name. Okay, next is one option. Ashok Kumar is saying next. What other name you can think of? Okay, Anand is saying screen, that is screen 1, screen 2. Okay, what another one? Okay, route 1, route 2, quiz page. Okay, so just you can put any name. Whatever you have suggested, you can choose anything, whatever you want. For me, I prefer the step. So first step is the first question, second step is the second question. So I will put step. But when you are building it, you can put anything. You can put step, which I have chosen it, or you can put your own name, which you have suggested me in the chat. Now tell me, what should be the default value of this one? I want to show this question. Default value should be 0 because whenever the page load, I should show the first option. First option is the zeroth, this array. First element is 0 index. Therefore, I will put as a 0. So I have to put the 0, 1. Now I have to show this question. Okay, this one. Okay, so what I will say question. I will think what question I am on the page. Okay. Okay, so let's write down here. I am in the div tag. This is coming soon. Okay, so here I will say questions dot step. That means I will read this part only. Step is 0. So when I'm saying questions dot step in the rectangle bracket step, that means I'm reading this part only. Okay. So this is the variable which I will use in defining the question. Okay. So here I will remove it from here. This is not the right place. Let's put it here. Here. Questions. So when I say questions in the bracket step, that means I'm this part and I want to display this question. So I will, what I should put here so that I display this question. What should I put here? I have questions and I'm using the step. That means this step as a 0 step, which is this part, but I want to display this question. Okay, it is dot question. We have to say dot question because this is the object. This is the object, so we have to use the dot question. Okay, let's see if I am able to show this question on the page. See, question 1, who is the President of United States of America? Let's put the question mark here. Okay, I want to show question 1 dynamically. Right now it is hard-coded. So what should I put it here? What variable shall I put it here? Step plus 1, because step is 0 plus 1. User should not see 0, 1, 2, 3. User should see 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the reason I have to put step, that is a 0 plus 1. We have to add 1 to it because user will see 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, let's create button here. We will put the options tomorrow. Let's put the button and I will put it as a next. So this button, when user will click, it will go to question number 2. So what should I put here? What is the event I should put here? Whether I should put on change or on key up, on key down, on click. Right, since it is a button, we have to click all the click, on click. Okay, only two people are answering, Ashok Kumar and Anand. Rest others are silent, sleeping, I think. And here I have to put arrow function. Okay, so what should I put in this arrow function so that I should go to the next page? What should I put in on click? I cannot say step +1. I have to update this step. How can I update the step to next page? What step +1 what? I have to call, set step. We have to call the set step. And inside that, we have to say step +1. So what I have to do, I have to call the set step. And then inside whatever step currently we have to add 1 to it so that we can go to next page. Let's see. So when I click next, I am able to see next question. Again, if I click next, I am getting error because we have only 2 questions. So we should not allow user to go after we are exhausted with all the questions, which we will do later, we will not do today. So today only we have to see a good use case. When I click next, I go to the who is the Prime Minister of India. I also need back button so that tomorrow if I want to change something, maybe I can ask questions, answers from the user, and in the end I will give him the marks. Okay, so let's put the back button. And here also I'll put on click equal to arrow function. And here, what should I put here? Set step -1. Okay, so we have to make sure also if it is less than 0, we should not call this one, right? So we will do that later. Right now, we only want to work it in a peaceful or in a good condition. If I click next, I see who is the Prime Minister of India, back, who is the President of the United States. Okay, right now only 2 questions. Yeah, happy flow. We have to see happy flow today. Tomorrow we'll see if it is more than total records, we should not do. If it is less than 0, we should not show back button, something like that. Okay. So tomorrow we will add the options here. So if you get time after the class, you try to integrate these options with the radio button. If you remember previously, in the previous case, we were having radio button with the key and label, and we were taking key in the state variable. Okay, this. But in this case, we don't have the key and label. We have only one string. We have only one string like this, or this, or this, or this. That means when we want to save it in the state variable, we will save only the index. So if user has chosen Amitabh Bachchan, we will put 2 in the state variable. So we will save 2. If user has put Indira Gandhi, we will save 3 as a state variable. So we will not put key, which we were doing here. Here we will be using key. So there is a slight change here. We have only string here. So try to integrate options here, though I will do it tomorrow. But for today, just remember we are showing the question correctly as we saw in the page. And we are showing the back button and next button correctly. Okay, so let's fill the options tomorrow. If you can do it yourself, it's good. Otherwise, you watch tomorrow. I will be doing it. And I will saving all the results in the state variable. And when there will be final button, I will show what answers are correct, what answers are wrong to that user. Okay, so that will be done tomorrow. And if it is not completed tomorrow, we will take one more day to complete it, depend on how much we are doing tomorrow. Okay, so I will give you 1 minute to finish right on this part. Okay, so that's all for today.